Hi everyone, welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. So today's episode is why can't we heal narcissists with law of attraction? And this was a really great question, and Susan wrote in with this and she said, will you again discuss why even if we focus on what we want with a narcissist, how law of attraction cannot correct this abusive relationship? Abraham Hicks has said you don't have to leave to find what you want in a relationship, and some of us stayed way too long as a result of trying to create what we want. I so agree, and in the last 8 years that I've been helping people recover from narcissistic abuse, I've seen so many law of attraction, spiritual, self-development type of people really try that law with narcissists, and once upon a time I did it as well. And I've seen so many people go to their demise or almost their demise, and I was that far off it myself trying to use law of attraction principles. So why doesn't it work, and what is flawed about this? Well, the thing is, this is codependency really at its greatest. And how codependency works is this: it's conditional. And it says, I will try and change situations or people outside of myself in order to get love, wholeness, and well-being. Now, the truth of the matter is that on a Thriver model, we don't do that. What we understand is that I will change myself in order to become love, wholeness, and well-being. And then what will happen as a result of that is people and experiences in my hologram of life will either up-level to meet me at that level, or I'll detach from them and they will just move out. They just won't be a part of my experience anymore. So this is an unconditional model. This means that we do become a source to ourselves. And we need to understand that being loved does not mean staying with an abuser. So somebody who's operating in a way that's malicious and painful and cruel, or maybe even criminal, is certainly not an act of loving ourselves. So we need to move away from this premise that if I can change you, then you'll behave better. This is all about realizing we need to change ourselves, and then we are going to behave completely differently. And we're not going to be in these experiences, and we're not going to be in these relationships, because we are going to leave and we're going to move on, and we're going to do it in incredibly different ways. So it never was about changing other people so that they would love us better and then we could feel safe and whole and happy. This was about loving ourselves better. And when we're in a victim model, what we're doing is we're focusing on abusers. And what we're really saying is, you know, if I can change you, well, then everything's going to change in my experience. And it just doesn't work like that, because as adults, we need to really understand that our own levels of self-love and self-worth and well-being and safety are not somebody else's job. They're our own job. And that's what evolution is really about. And this person wasn't showing us all the ways that they weren't loving us so that we could try and fix that and make that different. They were showing us all the ways that we weren't loving and respecting ourselves. And that's what evolution is. It's about healing that and evolving that and moving beyond that so that we can up-level the trajectories that we have been on of painful relationships and move that towards evolutionary relationships. So within narcissistic abuse, my story was the same as everybody's who tried to use law of attraction to make a difference in it. And what that meant is I had full focus on him, and I was trying to feel him and vision him as being a different human being. And while I was doing that, I wasn't doing any self-partnering or coming home to working on any of my own stuff. So that meant that my shadows were still running inside me, my unhealed wounds that he represented and he was bringing to me. And they were, because I wasn't dealing with them, they were dealing with me. They were screaming louder and louder. He was abusing me, and in these screams, what my inner being was really saying to me, he's not the savior of your wounds, he's the messenger of your wounds. come home, self-partner, heal yourself. And thank goodness, finally I did do that, because I certainly wouldn't be here today if I didn't do that. So I really, want to inspire you to stop trying to use law of attraction to heal a narcissist, because even when I did my video about how to help our children, and how I spoke about seeing my son differently and feeling him as evolved and healed, I had already done an enormous amount of work inside my own body on my own traumas. I was not a wounded person trying to change him in order for me to feel better. And that's what we try to do with narcissists. And I promise you, when you've worked on your own wounds, you won't want to try to change a narcissist. As an adult that is not your child, you will leave them to the responsibility of the evolution of their own life if they so choose to do it, and you take full responsibility for yours. And the people that do that do detach and do their own healing at that level, I've seen them up-level the most incredible relationships in their life to levels that are far beyond what they were working at previously. So this is people in their life that are not narcissists, but maybe you've been experiencing an unconscious relationship with them, or it's been fraught with some stuff and some wounds in there that haven't been healthy for anybody. But it's not by you simply visioning them to be different that they're going to be different. It's actually more likely for you to be showing up in that relationship as authenticity without your defenses, and saying to that person, I would really love, this. And I'd love to. So you are showing up completely differently because you're unwounded. That's how you up-level relationships. Now, that's never going to happen with a narcissist. And once you up-level, you are never going to put your pearls in front of swines to get smashed to pieces again. It just doesn't work like that. So I hope this has really helped, and I really, my message to you is law of attraction in trying to heal narcissistic relationships is incredibly dangerous. It's completely pointing in the wrong direction. It's not evolution. The whole lesson is missed. Self-partnering is the lesson, not trying to get a narcissist to be different. And please detach, let go, heal yourself. And I promise you, that'll be the last thing on your mind once you do that. It really is. So if you enjoy my videos, I would love you to subscribe to my channel and like, share and comment. And also too, if you haven't tapped into my free resources yet, you can do that by clicking the button that appears on the screen. And I'd love you to join in my next webinar group, which is filled with people from all over the world, and it's people really learning to up-level and heal and move beyond all of these hooks and these excuses and the trauma we go through, so that you can be free and you can be a source to yourself. And you can do that by clicking on the button that appears on the screen as well. So that's it from me to the next video. So keep healing, keep smiling, keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.